In this video, we're going to take a look at how do you take something that's in scientific notation and write it back in what we call standard notation, which is basically just a number. So if you did not watch the previous video on scientific notation, I recommend you go back and do that. So it says write in standard notation, and I have the number 1.2 times 10 to the power of 7. So there are a couple of different ways that I can do this. I can do it where I show some steps, or I can do it where I don't show steps. So we're going to try showing some steps first, and then we'll go from there. So 1.2 times 10 to the power of 7. I can work out what 10 to the power of 7 is. So 10 to the power of 7 is 10 million. So I could say that this is 1.2 times 10 million. It's a lot of zeros there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros. Right? And that's how powers of 10 work. The exponent actually will tell you how many zeros there should be. And then 1.2 times 10 million is 12 million. So that's 12. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. So you can use your calculator to help you figure it out. You could, if you have a scientific calculator, actually do it all in one step. You can do 1.2 times 10 and then use your exponent button. So to the power of, and then I have 7, and that gives me my 12 million. Or if you don't want to use a calculator, we talked about how when you want to take a number and write it in scientific notation, you can move the decimal and then count how many spaces. To go back from scientific notation to standard notation, you can take where the decimal was, and then we're basically moving it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces over to recreate that number. Right? So you can use your calculator and calculate, that's fine. Or you can take your decimal and move it 7 spots. So I think on the next one, we might try just moving the decimal. So I have 4.96 times 10 to the 13. So I'm going to end up moving my decimal 13 places. So that means this number is going to be 4. And then I'm going to just write 9, 6. We're going to need to move our decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's a lot of spaces. And then the places where I don't have a number, we're going to fill all of those in with zeros. That's a lot of zeros. So if you do want to check from the first number where the decimal point was, you should have 13 things that come after it. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, which gives us a very, very large number. So that's how you take something in scientific notation and write it in standard notation.